we'll get some stuff.
We'll figure it out.
This is the best. Okay, so this is our podcast, guys. Oh shit, I'm a mom.
Oh yeah, we're ready to get into this too. I'm excited. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a very, very long time. Hold on just 1 second. Yes, ma'am.
Can I come say hi?
Yeah, you want to come say hi?
Yeah.
Okay. Natalie wants to say hi.
Hey.
All right, go watch your show. I love you.
I love you.
Why don't you play with one of the balloons that Sissy had? Sure, get a balloon real quick.
Yeah.
Just grab the whole thing. Take it in there.
Yeah.
Okay, close the door. Thank you. Gosh, it's so hard to believe that she's going to be 8 in a couple of months.
So crazy. When we got together the other day, I told Charlotte, she's like, how old is Natalie? I'm like, she's like 6, maybe a little older than you. And then you're like 8. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy. So crazy. They grow up so fast too.
So fast. And it's crazy because I think, and you probably relate to this, I mean, she's getting closer to those double digits. But like
Don't
Charlotte,
remind me.
she's with Charlotte, I always think she's 5. So whenever you really think about it in the grand scheme, she's only been eating human food for the past 4 years of her life, right?
Right? Yeah.
But she seems like her childhood is just like slipping by from me, and I'm like, I can't.
Oh, it doesn't get any better. It does not get any better.
I'm not ready for it.
It's so funny.
Teenage.
It's so funny to hear Natalie come home and talk about the gossip that goes on at school. It's so, because it's like, it's the really funny stuff. It's like, well, she did this, that, and the other, and we're not friends anymore. And then the next day I'm like, who'd you play with today? And she's like, oh, I played with so-and-so. I'm like, I thought you were beefing yesterday, but apparently not.
They get over it so fast.
Yes. If only everybody was like that.
I remember those days too. That's the funniest.
Yes.
Did we get the podcast page tagged? I was trying to check real quick and see.
Let me see. How do I do that?
You know.
I know that I put.
You know. I would like to say I know how to do it exactly. You know, I had to copy the link. I noticed. I had a little bit of trouble getting it pulled up earlier whenever I tagged it. If we can't figure it out, it's cool. We'll get it next time. But.
Yeah, I think there was a way that I could have at the beginning, and so that's on me.
Okay, no, you're good. Next time. We do have a podcast page, though, for you guys to reference. We'll kind of try to post funny memes, mom-relatable memes and stuff, and little clips from our episodes. So do you want to start it off with our introductions, a little bit about us? Most of y'all probably know things about us, but you know.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so I am Taya. I have 3 kiddos. I went from a mom of 1 to a mom of 3. It seemed like overnight. So I've got one bonus son who's 14. He's amazing. And then I've got a new son that is 3 months. I keep having to make sure I say 3 months. I've said 2 months a few times this week. Like, how did this happen? But 3 months, and a 5-year-old daughter. So we are in a blended family here. It's a very large family. We have 5 living in our household. I have been married, divorced. So if you're a mama on that journey, I relate. I am newly engaged, and we're all just trying to be friends for the kids, right? So we're learning how to navigate that. I got pregnant unexpectedly. So we are just all trying to figure out how to blend our lives together and keep the kids in mind 100%.
Now, how
I
did
am
y'all meet?
27.
Oh, sorry.
How did we
Go ahead.
meet? At work?
Yeah, how did y'all meet?
No, it's okay. We met at work. I'm from Searcy, and so I moved to Cabot 2 years ago now, and I was working up here at Purple Onion, a local restaurant, and I was working 2 jobs at the time. I eventually let the second job go, and I was just a server on the weekends, working doubles, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hustling. Okay.
Nice.
And I wanted time with my daughter though, because she's 5 now. It's been about 2 years. So she was 3 at the time, going on 4. And Kay was coming into our future, and I was like, I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That was always what I wanted to do. Have unlimited time with my kids, support them, be there for all the achievements and everything. And
100%.
right. And whenever I got divorced, that dream kind of slipped away.
Yep.
It was like, okay, I have to work now and figure it out. I do apologize. I should have turned this off. Here, let me do that real quick.
Oh, hold on. You're muted. There we go.
I'm unmuted. So the dream kind of slipped away of being a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have that support. I had to work 2 jobs, 7 days a week. And as she started getting older, I was like, I need this time back.
Mm-hmm.
School's about to come, and I realized my kid's going to be at school for 8 hours a day.
Yep.
You know, like the school system gets our kids so much more than we do. 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. Like,
yes, it's crazy. It really is.
I don't want to share my kid with you that much.
Right.
But I do appreciate you for teaching them.
Exactly. I couldn't do it.
It's a lot.
It is hard.
We've
really
talked
is.
about this before,
Yes.
how trying to teach the girls, and it just it doesn't
Yes.
align.
No.
But so yeah, I went to just working weekend shifts, and I met John there. He was my trainer actually, and we just we were just coworkers for a few weeks, and then we started hanging out a little bit after work, and then it just kind of blossomed into like, oh, this is my person. Like, this is my partner forever. And we've been together now for 2 years.
That's
so,
awesome.
You know, you truly find your person when you're not looking for anybody.
For sure.
Oh,
You
my
really
little
do. Do you have to go?
He's like, Mom, I hear you. He'll calm back down, I think. If not, he'll come on screen with me.
Perfect.
That's how we do.
Perfect.
So that is a little bit about me. It's the funniest too, because he just popped in out of nowhere, and I was like so content at this point. I had been doing this for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years by myself before we met, because I got divorced in 2020, early 2020, 2019, going into 2020. We separated, and then we divorced a year later after that. But I had, just kind of settled into like, this is my life. I don't know if I want a man. I'm okay with working. Like I get to spend any of my extra money on my daughter and I.
Right.
Like, it was just a humble, nice little life. And then, boom.
Yeah.
Okay, God, you had plans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think our stories are a little similar.
Yeah.
When it comes to
in
that.
ways, and then they're different
Yes.
too.
Of course. But I'm Caitlin. I have 2 girls. Willow just turned 1. Natalie will be 8, like we said, in August. I'm also from Searcy. Taya and I went to high school together. Well, we went to school together. When did you move to Searcy?
I'm from Searcy.
Oh, you're from Searcy? Where did you? Maybe we just went to separate elementaries and didn't.
I want to say we met up in Southwest.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone came
I think
together.
so. I think so. But yeah, and I also moved to Cabot about 2 years ago. So that's where it just works out perfectly for us. But
It really does.
yeah, we moved here. I love living here. We got in a good location too. It's not too far away from everything, and our family is from Searcy and the Beaumont area, so it's good to be able to just drive a couple of minutes to see everybody. And then gosh, I can't even believe it. Natalie will be in 2nd grade, going into 2nd grade, and it's just crazy. You get him?
Yes.
Oh, he's so cute.
He wasn't down. He was bright-eyed and awake over there. Like you say, though, that's one of my pros to living in Cabot is the freedom to be able to drive,
yes,
and visit family, but not where they can just pop up anytime that they want to, because they will. And I mean, I love my family, and
yes,
I don't know.
We love y'all. We love y'all. We just don't like when y'all show up at our house unexpectedly, which I think my family's pretty good about not doing that. Most of my family is still pretty busy with work and stuff like that, so they don't have to. Yeah, it just works out well.
It does.
And I just feel like Cabot is a growing city. It's a lot bigger than Searcy, which I didn't realize until we moved here and I started driving around, but it is quite big. And there's so much like free space to where they can add new stuff. So I'm excited.
They can, and they need to. And I'm always like, Searcy kind of calls me back home sometimes. Sometimes I am like, I miss home, because You know, the traffic is a little bit nicer, guys. The traffic, everybody, if I tell somebody I live in Cabot, they're like, what made you want to do that? Like the traffic. And I'm like, no, it is outrageous
Yes,
here.
it is. It
Because
is crazy.
it's a large city, like you said, and the infrastructure was not planned for
Right.
that large city.
Oh no. Well, you've got half of the city on one side and half the city on the other, and then you just have like one main road that you have to drive down. And if you're driving down that main road, I mean, there's only one way you're going. And I mean, there is 2 lanes, but that lane ends. And then
Yeah.
people who are on that lane, they're like, oh, what, this lane ends. Let me just grid over in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, yeah, no problem. Thanks.
That's the
Use a blinker
worst.
next time.
Oh my goodness, I'm the worst. I love, just use your blinker. Like,
Yeah,
I literally will start flickering my blinker at somebody. Like, just use your
Yes.
blinker.
Yeah, just use your blinker. I have no problem. Get in front of me, but use your blinker. Let me know that you're getting in front of me.
It's
Don't just
the
scoot your way in.
Or whenever you're
horrible.
waiting to turn somewhere and somebody, you know, they act like they're going to keep going straight because there's no blinker in sight. And I'm like,
Yes.
you know, I could have gone
Yes.
if there was a blinker.
Yes. Yes. It makes me so mad.
We just got on a whole rant.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just what happens when you live in Cabot.
Right.
About traffic. Everybody around here
Oh.
definitely understands and relates to that. So I'm 27. How old are you, Caitlin? Are you 27 or are you a little older than me? You're
27. I'll be 28 in September. So
28.
maybe
I thought you had
maybe
a year
bit.
on me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. You know, the
I
cutoff
was a
date.
baby.
Well, when the cutoff date for me was the 15th of September, and my birthday's the 16th.
Yeah.
So I just missed it by one day, but I'm glad that I did, because I think if I would have graduated a year earlier, obviously I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, you know?
Yeah.
So everything worked out like it was supposed to.
Definitely. Everything happens for a reason.
Oh, for
and
sure.
I love that you, like, I don't know, when we were growing up, I never noticed an age difference in us. And I worry about Charlotte because she has the same birthday as you.
Yeah.
And so she will be that 6-year-old going into kindergarten. But
Natalie,
I was the,
yeah, Natalie is that way. And I saw a little bit of, I won't say problems, because there are kids that are just a month ahead of her, but she is like, I mean, her birthday's in August. I mean, she is quite a year older than everybody. And
Yeah.
in kindergarten, it kind of, you could kind of see the difference, but first grade on, I don't think she'll have a problem.
notice.
Mm-mm.
Kindergarten, they're probably kind of the mama of the group.
Yes.
Is how I imagine Charlotte to be
Yes.
going in. She's going to want to kind of lead everybody.
Mhm.
Patience, guys. You know, we got to listen. She's really well listener. She really strides herself on listening to her teachers. So I think that'll be where she's, I don't know, advanced seeming
Mm-hmm.
to find
Natalie is she's just very kind. She's very kind-hearted. So if you want to play with Natalie, you can go. I mean, she'll be like, yeah, come on, she'll have a big group. Because I worked at Natalie's school a little bit last year. And you just see, she just like leads the group. And then she comes home, she's like, I don't have any friends. I'm like, dude, you just spent the whole day with a whole group of people. Come on now.
Yeah, you just don't
So
have
funny.
like one certain
Yeah.
friend, which is great because
Mhm.
you can be friends with everybody, and that's what
Exactly.
I'm always trying to teach.
Exactly.
That clicky stuff, I don't like the clicky.
No, and that's one of the things that I heard about Cabot schools is that it's very, very good. But I think that's everywhere. I think that's because we had that in our high school too. And, it's just, I think that it's everywhere. And I think that it's everywhere as in like in businesses too. Like if you go to work, I'm sure you notice, especially if you work with a bunch of girls, like, I worked in a salon for a little bit, and it definitely gets clicky. It definitely does.
It does. You just find your people that you relate to the most, though, and
Yes.
stuff. And I think it happens in schools where there's bigger settings, especially where there's such a large volume of kids, but you're not really having that interaction with them all school year long because you're in classes with certain friends. And,
Right.
Well,
Well,
how
you
it
spend
goes.
most of your time growing up with those people. So
You
I
do,
mean,
'cause they're there 8 hours a day,
Exactly.
5 days a week.
mhm.
Way more than they're even home.
Exactly. I know. That's so crazy to me. And I've heard like they're gonna take Fridays off and they're gonna make it like 4-day or 4-hour, and it just, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they still go Monday through Friday. I'm surprised, especially with COVID and everything that happened. I'm surprised they didn't just leave it in
Online.
4 days.
Virtual and stuff, especially. But see, then if you think about it too, because I was a working mom, like whenever, for a little bit there, for a year and a half, I juggled both jobs. And whenever pre-K was out, well, not pre-K, it was daycare at that time, but whenever daycare was closed down for the day, like for a holiday, but I still had to be at work, the stress that I felt
Mhm.
for that, you know, like
Oh
to
yeah.
figure out child arrangements and
Mhm.
stuff, or to have to call into work and know if I was going to have my job still or not. And so that's where I think we might not ever get out of the 5-day
Right.
school, because parents are gonna, I mean, not everyone gets to be a stay-at-home mom. We're blessed that we do get to, but
Right. Yeah. Very, very, very blessed. Yeah.
we are, because working and trying to juggle your household,
Yes.
like I'm stressed just juggling the household.
Yes. And I give all the props to the moms who just are always a stay-at-home mom, have always been a stay-at-home mom. They don't see. I can't wait for Willow. I'm not wanting to rush things by any means, but I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to be able to have, I guess, just the constant of like waking up, getting the girls ready, going to work, whatever. I'm ready for that part of it. I love staying at home with her because I feel like I'm able to teach her, and plus I know that she's safe. And there's a lot of daycares out there that are not safe, and you see more and more of that every day, which is crazy to me. I just don't understand how people can be so mean to their kids or mean to kids that they're watching.
Yeah.
And that was our really big thing, is just wanting to keep our kids safe.
Right.
And it's just, and it's even hard doing that.
It is.
Being a stay-at-home mom, you know, you have to
is.
worry of going out to, I know that we've had a couple of instances here in Cabot. I mean, even last year, we had someone who tried to abduct somebody at a gas station here in Cabot. I mean, so like, yeah, like it's crazy. So, I mean, we don't go out past a certain time. When it's dark outside, we're home.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't blame you. I mean, and see, Cabot feels so safe to me.
mm-hmm.
Did y'all just hear that? Did you just hear that, Caitlin? That,
What was that?
I don't know. There was something that fell in Charlotte's room.
Oh no.
I'll have a surprise when I get off, guys. No one screamed, so I think she's okay.
Yeah.
Didn't hear a scream. I just heard a boom,
She's
like a
like,
kadump.
Natalie does that too, and she's like, I'm okay. And I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure.
Oh my gosh. And I live in an apartment, guys. That's a little bit of a backdrop for me too. I live in an apartment, 3-bedroom apartment with 5 people. So
Yeah.
it is chaos here.
You know, I miss living in my apartment sometimes.
Do you?
I do. I don't miss the people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes Chandler and I will talk about it, and we'll be like, we miss living in the apartment. And then I look at what I have here, and I'm like, no, I don't miss living in the apartment.
No. I mean, okay, so it's not bad. Like, I appreciate it and I'm grateful for it. It's a roof over our head, and it's nice because, like, you know, my stepson, he's older, and so there's friends close by, and I want that for Charlotte. Like, she's too young. I can't let her out of my eyesight. I'm sorry, you can't go outside and hang out with your friends during the daytime. But, you know, as she gets older, if we're here still in the next 3 years or so, like, just having that friendship group close by is super nice. And then you have, like, you know, your pool and stuff that you don't have to tend for.
Right.
And so, I mean, there's definitely pros.
But, for sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to mow your own yard.
Yeah. You know, but then you got to have people mowing your yard whenever maybe you wouldn't like it to be mowed because your baby's asleep or something. You know?
Right. We have that here. We have that here.
Because your neighbors and
stuff. Oh my gosh, they will. I'm gonna try to pull my hair up because it is just too hot for me. Yeah, our neighbors, which I love the neighbors in front of us. I don't know if he's retired or not, but he just like works on his car all day, or he'll work on a lawnmower and he'll like start it up and it'll be really loud. And it's not bad now, but when I first had Willow, I was like, oh my gosh, stop revving your engine, please. I just got her to sleep. And yeah.
Is Willow, is she like sensitive to noise at all? Like,
not anymore.
No? Okay.
Not anymore. And it's funny because whenever I first had Willow, I co-slept with Natalie for a little bit. And I so badly wanted to do that with Willow too. Willow was not having it. And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. Like, she just wants to be laid down in her bed, turn her little sound machine on, and she's perfectly fine. She doesn't want it. I've even tried, like, here recently, she's not been feeling too well, and I put her in bed with me, and she was like,
looking around.
Just looking around. I'm like, no, it's not nighttime. And she's like, no, I'm not having it, Mom. You just need to go put me back in my bed.
That is so funny. And so Caitlin hit on co-sleeping. So we're not gonna like advocate or say like you should do anything, because co-sleeping does have its dangers, right?
Yeah,
And I know some
for
people
sure.
are super against it. So like,
Mhm.
I understand. Caitlin understands those
Yes.
concerns and everything, but sometimes as a mom, you just got to do what will work for
Oh,
you so
yeah.
you can keep your sanity.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
No.
Because I am guilty of the co-sleeping life as well. I told that to you before. Like, I definitely get by with co-sleeping. With
Yes.
Charlotte, I tried. She was my first. So I was super scared.
Right.
And I didn't want to co-sleep with her. Couldn't get that kid to sleep for the life of me. As soon as I put her in that bassinet, those eyes shot open.
Yep.
So I think it took about a month, and then I broke down. And I'm like, she's got to sleep
Yep.
in the bed. It's just, there's no other choice.
Now,
And
I
then
think Natalie was like a little over 6 months whenever she started sleeping in her own bed. Is when we moved to North Carolina. I was like, I'm not even going to worry about it until we move, because once we move, it's going to be no. But once we moved to North Carolina, she started sleeping in her own bed, and then eventually her bed that she had transforms into like a toddler bed. So we ended up switching it to a toddler bed not long after we moved, and she was perfectly fine in that too. Loved it.
So funny. So she's been in her own bed for a while
Mhm.
then, more than she was in your bed.
Yeah, I like my space.
I get that. I totally get
I
that.
just do. And I'm not a sprawled out sleeper type of person, but I don't like to be touched while I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Chandler, like I'm like, you go over to your side of the bed, I'll be over here. I promise I'm not going anywhere. I just don't want you on me. I get hot. I get the night sweats. Have you had that issue? I don't know. Ever since I was pregnant with Willow, I sweat so bad.
Yeah, I really don't. I stay pretty chilly in the night, and see, my fiance is like you. It's so funny. He would love if I was like that.
And Chandler gets cold, so I'm like,
cold.
Yeah,
you just need opposites. Opposites attract for a reason.
I know, it's crazy.
But he'll move away from me through the night, trying to get away from my body.
Yeah.
And then Jude sleeps like in front of me because I believe that I'm more aware because I'm mom.
Yes.
So I won't, I feel like he's safer there. So he sleeps in front of me, and like if he scoots away from me, it's a chain reaction around here. If John scoots away, I'm scooting in, and then Jude will scoot in towards me, and so then he just ends up pretty much off of the bed by then.
Oh yeah.
And I keep telling him, learn your lesson. Like, don't scoot away from me, because then I'm going to come, he's going to follow, and then we have all this extra space over here not being utilized, and then you're mad.
Yeah. Have you seen those little diagrams where they have like where the baby sleeps, where the mom sleeps, and then the dad's is like a little sliver on the end? That's what it makes
and
me
it's
think
so true. It is the truest. Like, Dad, you might just want to go hop on the couch, but then we would probably follow there too, because
right.
So the differences, it's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. It's crazy to me because, Chandler and I met through Instagram. We did not know each other. I was in beauty school at the time, and I was in beauty school with a girl who went to school. I think she was in the same grade as his sister, which they were just a year apart. And I was like, hey, like, I've been talking to this guy. He's from Painburn. Do you know him? Is he okay? And she was like, oh, yeah, he's super nice. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go for it. And he was in Italy when we started talking. So we talked for like 6 months. And then I picked him up from the airport. That was the very first time we had ever seen each other in person, was when he came home from the military. And yeah, I mean, we've been pretty much inseparable ever since. So it is very, very crazy how things just kind of happen like that.
Yeah, it is. Look at the differences in the way we met our partners. That's the sweetest. And that's how military, it reminds me of like 90 Day Fiance.
Yes.
If you have any reality TV junkies, you're my person, because I don't really watch TV, but if it's reality TV, I'm telling you, and you're the sister.
Chloe.
That's so funny. She's like, and I got Caitlin as a sister-in-law, and I love her from all the little small coincidences in life. Yeah, no, you are. You are the best. You and Jude are matching green shirts. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Funny. What's up, Charlotte?
I love a good t-shirt. What's up, bud?
What's up?
No. Go play.
No way, Jose.
Go play. They both want to hop in at the same time. It's so funny.
Are they both? Is that Natalie too? Just stay away from it.
Go in there. I love you.
What fell over? What fell over?
My suitcase.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Go in there and watch TV for me, okay? I'll be in there in just a minute. Because.
Why?
Because, Sissy, I'll be in there in just a minute, okay? We're going to have a tea party today. That's our plan. So,
Ooh.
go in there for me, please.
Okay, so, yeah.
You're such a stink. Okay, she's going to hang out and be our observer over there on
Okay.
the couch. Okay, so where were we going now? We have talked about pretty much our intros to us.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've hit on everything that has to do with Taya. I mean, there's a lot, and there's a lot to do with Caitlin, but you know,
Oh yeah.
we won't overwhelm you guys.
I was fixing to
today.
say, well, y'all will figure us out the longer we do this. So,
Yeah.
I think we should talk about like where we want our podcast to go, like what we want to, see happening on this platform. So I'll
Most
let you.
definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, so some desires that I'm wanting to see from this platform, it is mainly for other moms to feel like, hey, I'm normal, because
Mhm.
motherhood is different in every aspect for every
Yes.
woman and every child that you're dealing with. And I always tell my kids and my nieces and everybody who is
Mhm.
a child who feels like they're in a rough place, like, you know, your mom might not be doing it perfect. I may not be doing it perfect. I know I'm not doing it perfect.
Right.
I know
We don't have a rule book.
no rule book, and this is our first time at it, just like it's their first time.
Yeah.
So like, just be easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. I'm just
Mhm.
wanting to connect with some mamas and just have a passion for life.
Yeah. Well, we also want to be a place where, you feel like you can just kind of come hang out with us and, just be yourself. I don't know. You may not really like what we're talking about. And if you don't, then stop watching. If you do, then maybe you can join.
Yeah, come along for the journey for
Yeah.
sure. Just get some insight though. We'd like to have guests in the future
For sure.
that, or maybe if you're even just feeling like you're stuck and you're kind of at a loss,
Mhm.
we could, I mean, we're not therapists, we're not licensed.
Yeah. I was just
counselors,
to say, we are
anything
not
like that.
licensed therapists by any means. We're just two
Not
mamas
licensed.
trying to make it work.
Yeah, we don't know all the secrets, but
Yeah.
we could always listen, and maybe your story would resonate with somebody else
Yes.
out there, and it would help them, because sometimes you just feel lost.
For sure.
You just feel lost in motherhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's being a mom is probably one of the hardest things that a woman has to go through, and there's no right or wrong. I mean, unless you know what the right and wrong things are, but
Yeah.
there's really no right or wrong way to do it. Like you just do it.
Yeah.
You make sure your kids are happy and healthy, and if that's what you've done for the day, then I think that's
Enough.
that's enough.
Yeah. Like
Mhm,
my
for
house is
sure.
a literal chaotic mess
Oh,
right now.
mine
You guys
too.
can't see it because you can only see me, but it
Oh, yeah.
is a mess. It is a disaster, and I need to really tackle it.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, the mess ain't going anywhere.
Right,
The
exactly.
time with my kids is.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, well, I'll have plenty of time to do that load of laundry that I have sitting on the couch. It's be fine.
I'm telling you, just scoot it
And
over. It's okay.
I hate doing laundry. It's like the worst thing in the world for me. So I'll wait until I get all of it like washed, and then I'll sit down one night when Chandler leaves, and I will like just binge. Like I did Bridgerton. Like I binged watch Bridgerton the first half and the second half while just doing all of my laundry, because I just can't. I don't know. I don't know if I just don't make time. Obviously, I don't make time for it, but I just don't have the time for it. Like I don't. Oh, you're from.
I had to disconnect my Wi-Fi. You were kind of watching out. Okay. No, I get it. Like sitting there and having something to distract you, make the positive construction to your life. Like
Mhm.
it makes it better. Okay, I think we got a little better. My Wi-Fi, it gets splotchy sometimes.
I turned mine off too.
Did you?
I feel like, well, it's noon right now. I feel like everybody's on the Wi-Fi, so
Yeah, we're all
it
sharing
gets a little-
this right now.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I'm excited about this journey, and then like how Caitlin was hitting on like just the differences and feeling like you're bogged out, and like
Mhm.
just in that you're stuck mode. I think as a stay-at-home mom, and you were saying, like you don't know if you prioritize it correctly. I want to see if you relate to this, because I can beat myself up as a stay-at-home mom for this aspect.
Oh. Mhm.
Like if I'm not on top of the household and it's not perfect for my husband to come home to, my fiance, I call him my husband. He pretty much is. He takes care of us financially and everything. But if it's not perfect, I feel like I've failed
Oh
in
yeah.
my role for that day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm taking
100%.
care of kids, but I feel like I should also be able to take care of this house. But kids are a lot.
They
And
really are. They really, really are. And it doesn't matter how old they are.
it doesn't.
They're still a lot.
It is. And so I think that if there's any moms out there that are the stay-at-home moms and you feel
Mhm.
like relate to us in that aspect of like you kind of beat yourself up, especially during the summertime when those kids aren't in school and they're home
Yes.
24/7,
Mhm.
like, you know, I believe you feel so much better and lighter in a clean house, and I get it, but just soak in the time
Yes.
that you have. Just
See,
kind of breeze it through it.
and what I like to do is I like to do it all at the same time. I don't want to stop from beginning to end.
Yeah.
So during the daytime when Natalie's here, she's like, hey, Mom, hey, Mom, hey, Mom, every 5 minutes. And I'm just like, I can't get the dishes done if you keep hey, Mom me. But yes,
Yeah.
for sure. It really took, like, I got so just mentally overwhelmed whenever I started staying home. And it took Chandler looking at me and he was like, hey, you don't have to have everything done. You don't. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this too. And one lady, because I watch podcasts all the time, I love a good podcast. And this lady was talking about how if you look at your laundry or your dishes in cycles, it helped her out tremendously. So that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I do try to do my dishes at night because I don't like dishes in my sink. I just don't. So I've been trying to do that before I go to bed. But the laundry, it's on a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have enough clothes to last us for probably a whole month.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't have clean clothes, that's on you.
Yeah.
No,
I do clothes laundries once a week. It's a once a week chore. I totally get it. And I do it in cycles pretty much,
yes.
right? Like I start mine, I do Charlotte's, I do Jude's, I do John Noah's. Like it's everybody's.
See, you're even better than me because all of it goes together and it goes in the washing machine. Even the towels, like, and I know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm picky about. I'm picky about all that stuff. But see, you're better than me because I don't empty my sink at night. And that is a big thing that a lot of people are like, what? But you know what? The dishes are there in the morning for me when I wake up.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, and I used to, this is a new thing for me. Like I've been trying to get in a better routine of doing things because I really truly want my house to be cleaner than what it is. So that was one of the steps that I've been taking to just for myself. Yeah. Nobody in my family cares that there's no dishes in the sink when I go to bed at night. They don't care, but I do.
Yeah. It makes you feel better when you wake up in the morning. There's one less thing to tackle.
But the worst thing in the world is for you to unload the dishwasher, load it back, and you still have dishes left in the sink, because that's what happened to me this morning. And I walked in there and I was like, oh yeah, I still have dishes in the sink. But
that is exhausting.
It is. It's never ending. Never ending.
That's how, because I unload in the morning and then I load a new one in the morning. And then throughout the day, you know, they slowly make their appearance back. But then by the end of the night, it's like, oh, okay, I see what I have to tackle in the morning. But everybody has their things that are like either a deal breaker for them or, you know, whatever. So however it works for you best, just trying to juggle. I don't know, whenever John gets home, it seems really hard for me to juggle like the household and him because I've missed him all day. And so my attention goes a lot there. And so I just kind of, I check out. I do.
Yes. I do the same thing. It's like clocking out for the day. You're like, husband's home. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, let's hang out. You'll keep the kids in order. Let's eat dinner, you know, and then the day's gone. It goes so fast.
It does.
Like, where did the whole day go?
It really does.
So,
and I think that's one of the things is that we don't have enough hours during the daytime. And then when we do have enough hours during the daytime, we're so exhausted because we've been watching the kids, or like it'll be a day where one of our kids doesn't sleep very good at night. And then we look at our laundry or our pile of dishes and we're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just a nap sounds real good right now.
Just a big sigh of like, oh yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
But we do have to learn to appreciate the chaos and the mess that we live in, because at least we have those things to mess up. And then that's the mindset that I've tried to really implement, because living in an apartment and things are so confined, and I have a 5-year-old daughter who's, you know, an imaginary play mind right now, especially
Yes.
where everything becomes a toy, it seems
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
And I get so overwhelmed. And I'm just like, okay, like at least she's happy. There's
Mhm.
things to be played with. There's things that people don't have. So I'm really trying to train my brain to let go of the stressors of being an adult.
Isn't it
Which
so
we are.
crazy what our kids find as toys? Like, I'm telling you, Willow had a birthday party. She got tons of toys, and really, she wanted to play with a
Yeah.
box or like the tissue paper that comes in the box. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Really, they don't care about the toys. I think the toys are more for us, so we feel satisfied as parents, like our kids have toys to play with, but then they choose
Right.
not to even play with them.
Right, exactly. And that's what I've been trying to be a little bit better about, especially with Natalie. Natalie she's very much my artsy girl. So she wants anything that she can do herself. And so I try to do like art projects or, beads, or really right now she's been big into playing Among Us on the Xbox. So
Okay.
that's been like very, very helpful. But
Yeah.
Willow, on the other hand, yeah, she was walking around with a Sunny D jug, just happy as can be the other day, and I was like, okay, you go for it.
That is so good. The differences in kids. It's a real
so
thing.
funny.
Differences in pregnancies,
Yep.
differences in the children. It's a real thing, guys. So how you were saying you want to go back into the salon in the future, you do want to go back to work, and I think that's another really good thing to hit on is people think that stay-at-home moms don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they think they're like, oh, some people think we're lazy,
Right.
some people think a stay-at-home mom is lazy.
Oh, yeah.
And just wants to get out of earning her place in the household. And I'm always saying, I wish like the government would pay stay-at-home moms.
Yes.
Because you pay nannies,
Yeah.
you pay childcare workers,
Mhm.
like we are doing their jobs,
Mm-hmm.
because that's our jobs. And even moms who choose to work, I don't know, it's really hard to imagine the balance of working and coming home
Yes.
and going into that mom role. I think I would feel really depleted from,
Mm-hmm.
and not in my feminine side as much. I would be in my masculine side where I'd want to be checked out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I want to work. I have a passion to work. I have a passion to see myself climb a ladder
Mm-hmm.
and have success and everything, more than just as a mama. Hi. Even though it's amazing to see these babies smile at you.
Uh-huh.
But like how you want to go back to work, I'm working on building a business of my own from the ground up,
Mm-hmm.
social media presence. So I think that's another super great way for moms that I found it 5 years ago when Charlotte was a baby and I was a stay-at-home mom then too. I think that's a great way for moms to have a passion, have a purpose though, and not have to spend time, because I've looked at cosmetology school. Like I love cosmetology school. That's pretty much my passion, is wanting to make other people feel pretty.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this business allows me to do. Giving products and product knowledge and everything. But the amount of hours you have to put into cosmetology school is outrageous.
Yeah.
Like it's a short time span. It's not super long, but
Mm-hmm.
man, Caitlin,
think
those
it's
hours are long.
1,100 hours. I think it's
Yeah,
1,100
and you're there
hours.
from like what, 8 to 3 on Mondays, like for school time, and then 9 to 3 or 9 to 5 on the floor, and Saturdays.
The one thing that I will say, I didn't have a good experience in beauty school, and I know some people do, and it was my own doing. If I would have had the same mindset that I do now, it would be a different. But I didn't have a good time in beauty school. I feel like I didn't learn as much as I could have. And like I said, that's my own doing. That has nothing to do with the instructors or anything like that. But it is hard. It's very hard. And whenever I separated from my ex-husband, I moved back here. I got a job and I went back to school and finished beauty school. And it was hard juggling Natalie, and thank God for my family, because if it wouldn't have been like, my mom watched Natalie whenever I came back here, and it helped out so much because it was me saving money on a babysitter, and I can just focus on going into school and then going to work and all of that. But it was hard. But I will tell you this: if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Oh yeah.
I ended up getting my own apartment, And Natalie and I, you know, we just lived by ourselves there for a little bit.
Mhm.
And then, but you can do it if you set your mind to it, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's one of the hardest things, like being on the floor, making sure that you get all of your, you know, grades signed off on, and learning how, if you have a basic knowledge about doing hair, then you will be fine.
Yeah.
But it is hard. And now I will tell you this, I don't have any intention on going back to the salon.
Mhm.
I,
Okay.
as of right now.
Okay.
As of right now, I don't. And because I even tried to go back. I worked at Great Clips here in Cabot for a little bit,
Mhm.
and I love the people that would come in, but I get so anxious on if I'm gonna mess their hair up or not.
Yeah.
And it's not because like I'm not confident in myself and I don't know what I'm doing. It's just that I've had so many people like I don't know, just say that they want one thing and then they end up getting that, and then they get mad about it's not perfect. I don't know. It was just too much for me at the time, and it just, I don't know. But no,
yeah.
I think for sure I'm going to do like a hard left and do something different. I think that I want to be an art teacher. I think that's what my goal is going to be. I love doing, you know, artsy stuff, and working at Natalie's school. It really opened my eyes that I like being around kids.
Yeah.
Not, I couldn't be an actual teacher, but an art teacher for sure. For sure. You know, you have one class for 45 minutes, and then they go back to their
Yeah.
teacher, and then you don't have to see them for another week. But I do think that if going into beauty school is something that you want to do, for sure do it, because I feel like the opportunities that you don't take are opportunities that are missed.
Yeah.
At least you can say, hey, I did that, instead of, oh man, I wish I would have done that.
No, yeah, for sure. See, and I messed up, because if anybody's ever been through a high school where they allow you to do like Botech classes, like ours did, I was almost done with beauty school. I was almost done. I was on my last year. I was going into the floor, and we got new instructors. And, you know, I was young and dumb, and I was like, I don't like their rules, so I'm going to go to healthcare now. I could have had a literal free license and been done before I had kids, but
there was, who did we go to high school with that did that program? Yeah.
Graduated out.
See,
Madison Bennett might have too. There was a few people that graduated out, and I decided, oh, let's do a left field. I did a left turn, and I was like, I'm gonna go healthcare, and I made a totally different game plan. But
I was going into college after high school for graphic design. I wasn't even going for like hair or anything like that. And then I did my friend Abigail. Abigail Stokes. Yeah. It's not Stokes anymore, but I did her makeup for prom for our junior and senior year. And I was like, I kind of like doing this. Maybe I should go do this. And then I went back and forth, ended up not doing the graphic design, ended up going into beauty school. And like I said, I enjoyed it. I just didn't have a good experience in school.
Yeah. You know, that is so real of a thing, though, what you say about people coming in, showing you this inspo pic, and then you can get as close as you can get. Like, your hair is different in ways, and it's not going to be identical. Some people might get an identical, but for most part, it's not going to be identical.
No, and what people don't realize too is most of those are wigs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just like, I don't know.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Makeup artist, if you liked doing the makeup aspect a little bit more than the responsibility of the hair.
Yeah.
And like just do bridal makeup, like prom and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely. It's definitely so. And I have done a couple of weddings, and I love doing that. I don't know. It's just, I think that it's, I don't know. It's just something I'm going to take a break from right now. And it's something like I will always have my license, so I can always pick it up whenever I want to.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah.
All right. You want to wrap her up for the day?
I think we should.
All the things.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun hanging out with you.
Yeah,
guys.
You too.
Like, I'm tired.
Well, you go get some sleep, Jude, and we'll talk to you later.
I'm going to go cuddle with them so he will sleep. Bye, Caitlin. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. We'll see y'all next time.